Hello, everyone. My name is Dan Harrison. Most of you know me. I'm your host. This is NuPath Live. This is a special, well, I probably say it's every episode is special, as you know, and that's because I believe they are. But I've had a great day. Um, and I don't always say that. And today I really love my job, and I thought I would tell you that. This morning we had a gathering of members of the leadership team, and we dedicate the first Thursday of every month to meeting to make sure that we are communicating, that we set it aside for training and all of those things. And the November episode is always one that holds a special place on our calendar because we call it our attitude of gratitude, and different members of our group volunteer to share a story. And no surprise today, because we didn't have it really last year. We were still kind of in lockdown or dealing with none of us vaccinated yet a year ago. And so this was especially nice, and I always feel like it's an opportunity for me to feed my soul and remind me why I am in this field in the first place, and hearing the wonderful things that are happening out in the field, things I might not otherwise hear about. Our staff do such good work each and every day, and um, it was just such a pleasure for me to sit back and witness how NuPath continues to make such a difference in so many lives. Plus, I had a chance to see so many old friends, and it makes me feel like we're getting back to normal a little bit more. I'm glad you're here today, and we are going to talk in a minute about, well, we're going to hear an interview that was recorded earlier this week from our Waypoint Interactive Board of Directors. This is the group that the parent corporation of Navigating Life, and is leading the development with that. And we've got a couple of really stellar board members that shared half the day with us in planning for this important initiative, and they agreed to kind of talk and fill you all in on some of that stuff. But I think it's pretty interesting. You'll enjoy it. But before we do that, I want to just touch on the vaccine quickly. Yeah, not quite ready to let it out of my mouth, let it stop talking about it, I guess is a better way of saying it. I got a text earlier this week. I think it was maybe Monday, from our director of facilities, Stephen Selesky, who wanted to inform me that he'd gotten his vaccine. And we were very, very happy to hear that. So congratulations to you, Stephen, for getting your booster. Of course, he had his vaccine some time ago, so he's one of the people that is on his own, voluntarily going and getting his booster. And then I ran into James Bordeaux. As many of you know, he came on our broadcast a few weeks ago, recently promoted to an assistant program manager, and he had not been vaccinated at that time, but I informed you that he had been, and he was at our meeting this morning, and he's fully vaccinated. He got his second vaccine. So he is, big congratulations to him, James, if you're watching. Thank you for doing that, for setting such a good example. And for anybody else that's out there that has gotten their booster or their second vaccine, or have started to get vaccinated in order to beat the deadline of November 19th, which is the date, I believe, that we have given people to become fully vaccinated if they wish to remain employed with NuPath. Let's take a quick look at where things stand right now before we go to our previously recorded interview. So we look first at the Martin Center. We're at 88%. We're going to go through these really, really quickly. New Boston Street, 96%. These are great numbers, guys. Westford, 87. Residential, we're at 87. These are increases all from where they were when we looked at this before. Relief, 80. Administration, 90. And now we have a total of 90% vaccinated, up from, I think it might have been 81 when we did this the last time. So that is awesome. I wanted it 100, and we're not going to rest until it is. And I've been hearing, even today, stories of many staff that said they would not be vaccinated that have begun the process. That is great news. We want everybody healthy and well, and we made this commitment, and we're going to stand by it. So more to come on that, but really it is a week from tomorrow that you must be vaccinated. So not a lot of time left. So make that appointment, get out there. If it's a Johnson & Johnson you want and your doctor doesn't have it, try one of the other 33,000 places across Massachusetts that you could get a vaccine, and maybe they'll have it there. Because we're going to be pretty rigorous about drawing the line in this and stating no exceptions. All right. Now, enough of that. Let's talk a little bit about JoAnn Cavallaro and Julie Santosus. These are the two people that have joined our board. They're both super smart. I'm not going to waste too much time because we cover some of that in the interview. Interviews about yep. I forgot, we're gonna watch a short video. This is an updated video that explains the Navigating Life platform and product in case there's anybody out there that doesn't know about it, maybe give a little context. This is important stuff. It's part of our future, and I wanted you to be aware. Let's watch that video, and then we're gonna go right into the interview.
Welcome to Navigating Life, a private, fully compliant communication hub and data collection tool, revolutionizing service delivery and empowering teams to transition into a paperless, digitally enabled environment. Navigating Life creates secure communities and brings people together to share what's happening in real time. Create and share posts with support for photos and video, and engage with content by liking and commenting. Plus, keep track of where your groups have been in the Map tab. Private and group messaging makes it easy for providers, stakeholders, and families to stay connected, with seamless video conferencing at the touch of a button. Staff can also collect data, track progress, and log key business metrics and milestones. Integrated shift notes provide streamlined communication and keep provider teams on the same page. The program calendar is perfect for scheduling events. And the notification center keeps everyone up to date. Navigating Life. Create your community today.
So today we're recording this 2 days early from NuPath Live, and I am doing something we've never done before. We're bringing in two of the smartest people I have ever worked with. They are two board members of Waypoint Interactive. That's the parent company of Navigating Life. It's probably more stuff than most people need. But they are Julie Santosus and JoAnn Cavallaro. These are the most accomplished, incredible people and wonderful women that I've ever worked with or had the privilege thereof. And they've joined me today to talk about a retreat that we just completed, to talk about the future of Navigating Life and why we see this as being such an instrumental and important product for our industry, for just our people, everyone that we support, from our clients to our families, and even the state bureaucracy. Welcome, Julie. Welcome, JoAnn.
Thank you.
Thank
Glad
you.
to be here, Dan.
Now, if you guys had seen them just about 10 minutes ago, they were going crazy dancing to ABBA. We had a good time while we did work. People hear me talk every week, but you guys are special. You're on today as our special guest. Julie, you come with such a rich experience of looking at startups. You joined our board. You're part of the Special Olympics board of directors. I think you're treasurer, maybe. You really understand like what startups look like in the for-profit world all over, and you came to us. You believed in Navigating Life. That's why you agreed to join our board, and ever since then you've been a regular participating member. Talk to us about what your vision is and how you see today informing your thinking about where we go from here, and sort of the future of Navigating Life, because a lot of our people use it. People don't realize what a big deal it is.
Yeah, sure. I absolutely do believe in Navigating Life. And I believed in it when I first heard about it, and even more so now, because I've seen the traction that you've been able to gain in this. It's providing innovation and access within an area that I think so desperately needs it. Where I see this going really is that I think that this could cross over multiple verticals. But I also think it's life-changing in the sense that it connects and it creates a culture of inclusivity for people that sometimes feel isolated. So the traction that's been gained through various program providers as well as the state is really a testament to its validation that this is something that is needed and it's part of the future, definitely.
You talked. We did a Shark Tank earlier as one of the activities, selling this product, and you were the one they chose, and rightly so, to do the presentation, to the sharks. Where do you see as being one of the most important features, or because we talked about lots of ways. Right now, we're dealing with the human services component, but we've talked about the different verticals, and for the rest of the business for dummies 101 like me, verticals being other markets that we could choose, like daycare centers or hospitals or doggy daycares or other things that navigating life could be useful for. Where do you think what do you think the key is before we go to JoAnn?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So it's funny because when I was first introduced to this product, I was really thinking along the lines of the social, the social connectedness and the offering there. But actually, just as important is really the data analytics that are behind this. And we were talking about purpose-driven data analytics. Not just looking at information to look at it, but really looking at information that can help bubble up priorities, as well as really just highlight just areas of success, as well as areas that we could down the road look to enhance. So it's, again, when I talk about the data aspect of it, I think that there's so many organizations that they have a lot of data, but I think there's an ability within this to capture some critical elements that I think could really, at the end of the day, you look at the client, you look at the families, and I think it's something that could be life altering for them.
Julie Santosus, you're awesome. JoAnn Cavallaro, you are a friend of NuPath. You've been connected with us for quite a few years. I met you through the ADDP Board of Directors. You recommended Julie Santosus that she be potential joining our group, and I remember being very nervous the first night I met her. Obviously, people can tell already that we've got a much smarter clientele than usual on this program. JoAnn, we asked you to be on the board because you've had so much dealings. You worked nationally. You've dealt with national corporations as far as thinking about the end user. Getting people end user for NuPath, but thinking about, you dealt with union organizations. You understand how business works. How do you think that we've navigating life could do more, or I guess I'm asking maybe what do you see that we're doing well, and what do we need to do more of to get navigating life more ubiquitous, more integrated into more markets?
Big question, Dan. But
I know that was a tough one. That's
a tough one. Lobbing the tough ones, but that's okay. Yeah, well, let me just say that coming out of our board meeting this afternoon, one of the very many things that impressed me was how evolved and how far the development of the product and the features have come. And I think that when I look at those features and the huge potential of how they help an organization's staff, stakeholders, as Julie pointed out, bringing families, strengthening the families' communication and connection, the staff. I think it's all moving in a fabulous and very strong connection, and I'm very pleased as a board member. I'm excited about it. Like Julie, I feel and believe strongly that navigating life is going to be a transformational product and platform. And I think what it's going to do is take organizations like NuPath and all of the many others in the sector and beyond, nationally even, and lift them up in terms of engagement, connection, community, information. And, as you stated in our pitch exercise, when we were presented with the iPhone, we were amazed, shocked, and we had no clue how it was going to change our lives. I think that as navigating life evolves, and based on some of the features that we've talked about and the visions that we've discussed, this is truly transformational at that level. I don't think that we even understand quite what the potential is of the product and the features. So, monetizing it, you asked me about business. this is the work in front of us. I think there is huge potential. Yes, there's work to be done, but there's a future here for this product and this business. And I think it's great. I'm delighted to be attached to it.
You guys have been, you make it seem, you are the, here it goes, wind beneath my wings. Just making us, we believed in this product for so long. We hear from our families and our staff that this is, essential to their understanding of their jobs now and their service. Last question to both of you, and then I'll let you go on to other things. This pandemic, really kind of threw a wrench into things. Everybody knows the world shut down March of 2020. We were dumbfounded and stunned and injured and wounded and worried and dealing with kids at home and all the rest for so long. And it really threw us off track for where we were going from a marketing perspective. You've been helpful in getting us to sort of reimagine our path, in this pandemic marketplace, which is different from it is before. Can you just briefly, as we go out, just talk to us about some of the the emerging kinds of markets that you see, even the way we've done this retreat today, the way that we're talking now to our stakeholders on navigating NuPath Live. How do you see us, pivoting in this way, and what do you think we're doing well, and maybe what could we be doing more of? Julie, I'll go to you first.
Well, I was going to just.
Or JoAnn, I'll go to you
please
first.
jump in.
It immediately came to my mind. I want to share one thing, and then I wanted to. I have something I also want to say in answer to your question, Dan. I was with another client of mine, and excuse me, we're going through a strategic planning. And what was compelling to me at one point, because the strategy leadership team includes all the stakeholders in the community, and there were some parents, and they were very vocal, legitimately so, about wanting to understand what was going on with their family member who was being cared for, and basically just gave forth in the conversation in a way that could have been taped and used at NuPath months ago, as we began to think about how to connect staff and members and family and give them a platform for communication. So I only mention this as an aside, but as an indicator of how much potential there is out there for the product. I pay a lot of attention lately, as we all do, to sustainability, the term sustainability, and what that means. And I think that navigating life is part of the sustainability question, or answer rather than the question, in terms of being able to build and sustain things that matter: community, connection, communication, and also a smoother and more effective business operation. Now, we're not here to talk about the business side of things, but at the end of the day, as I think more and more nonprofits are realizing, they're mission-driven businesses. At the end of the day, we have to talk about funding and revenue and cost and all of the things that go into making an organization work. And so how do we sustain the value, the mission, and the impact that we have in this organization and in other organizations? And I think navigating life is a major piece of that sustainability question and challenge. So.
JoAnn, that is terrific. Julie, I'm thinking about some of the stuff that JoAnn said. You've been such a big proponent for thinking about diversity and, sort of equal representation. It's no secret that NuPath is in a position that we're currently, like many organizations, have doing a deep dive and sort of, self-reveal as to what our diversity is in the organization, and we come up wanting. How do you think that we can, that as JoAnn said, building on that, some objectives of trying to become more diverse? You deal with so many different organizations. can navigating life be something that we can use to, you know, have more equal and fair representation of opinions, of points of view, of experiences, and so forth, as navigating life becomes more, we hope, ubiquitous among many different organizations and vertical markets.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you led in with that, because that's exactly where I was going to go with my, response. As far as, I think of, pre-pandemic and post-pandemic in a sense, right? We're kind of marching hopefully toward this, post-pandemic world. And I think that, this has been something, the pandemic itself, that has really emphasized, the isolation that many people have felt. And so there's, when I say pre-pandemic, I had empathy for people, right, who felt isolated, who felt, that they were excluded or whatnot. Well, like, we all lived it, right? I mean, we were all sitting in our homes and feeling that isolation ourselves, right? So that's something where we've been able to now, I think, understand really the compelling aspect that this platform provides. I also think that, when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, that, there really needs to be a real commitment across the board, across verticals about this. And this is a way that we can really get into the fabric of the culture. And what this platform does and what Navigating Life itself does is speaks to everyone from the staff level all the way up through senior management. It speaks to the internal partnerships that you can develop, the external partnerships with not only the state and other providers, but also to the families. And so it really develops this holistic, inclusive environment that we so desperately need, and companies in general need to be so desperately committed to. It really is the future of conversations, not for profit and for profit.
Yeah, and definitely for profit. Yeah, I agree. I think right on. And I think we haven't yet gotten to probe or discuss the for-profit side, and we don't have to get into that today, but there are so many applications for this in the for-profit world, sales forces across regions and nationally, and all manner of opportunities. So for another day, for sure.
What a tease, and what a great way to go out. Meaning we'll have to invite you back for another conversation. You guys are terrific. Of course, I love you both. I know that's inappropriate to say, but I say it anyway. People know I say whatever I think on this show. You guys, you are examples of board members that really do help lead us forward. I'm not this, MBA that got this well-defined plan. What we're doing is stuff that is not part of any kind of a CEO playbook, and it often gets sort of third page under the fold sort of thing when we're talking about stuff, because it is stuff that's talking about our sort of the whole business organizational sustainability and some of those features, but it is important nonetheless, and we've got a really smart audience. So I'm sure that what we've talked about today and hearing from you both will mean a lot. You guys have given me 15 minutes when you said you'd only give me 10. I love you for that too. Any final remarks, or do you want to just say goodbye? We'll put your contact information.
And hello to everyone listening in the organization. It's a great organization. And goodbye. Thanks, Dan, for having me.
Dan,
we adore you, and thank you so much for your help. And thanks for today. It was great. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks
Absolutely.
for being on NuPath Live.
And Dan, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Dan?
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to your leadership. You have led as a servant leader, and I think that part of, a big component of why the traction has, advanced so far is because of the way you lead. So thank you.
Oh, a paid political announcement.
JoAnn, I didn't hear a remark quite that nice.
I didn't want.
People are going to be
lay it on.
I see why he had her on. She said nice things about him.
And she
did. I mean that. I really mean that. I mean,
okay.
You are really a humble leader, and you're a big part of the success here. So, it's the tone that you put out, and I think everybody hooks around it and feels comfortable offering ideas and bringing their experience to the table, and I think it's terrific. So,
okay, I'm not going to be outdone by that.
Go ahead,
because you have a great team. You have a great team behind you.
I do.
Walking next to you. So
yes.
It's a wonderful organization from top to bottom and left to right and all around. Thank you.
I agree. It is a terrific team.
Okay.
Julie Santosus, JoAnn Cavallaro, you guys are awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you
Dan.
again for being on NuPath Live, and we'll talk to you again soon. You now have to come back.
Okay. Bye.
Poor Julie, froze at the last minute. I think maybe she was doing one final happy dance because we had a really great day that day. And just to give a little reference, Julie Santosus is a partner at Cutwater Capital. She's on the board of directors for Special Olympics, the board of directors for the Boston Club, on the business advisory of Bentley University, where she got her MBA, and among other things. And JoAnn Cavallaro is the president of the Takava Group, which is a consulting and interim executive services group, corporate advisory board member for the Commonwealth Institute, chair of the board of directors for the Teaching and Learning Alliance, and among many, many other things. So these are really women with some amazing pedigrees, and that they're taking time out of their busy lives to help NuPath. Now, in the couple minutes I have left as we wrap this up, just, as far as navigating life goes, some people may wonder, what is all this talk? Why are they going on and on about it? What's all of this? We began this project 8 or 9 years ago, and it came from very real needs that we had in our programs, and it was always designed to be a tool for families to give them more access to their loved ones and what was happening with them every day. We certainly have had some stops and starts along the way, but this is an app that now is just so elegant and so beautifully put together, and we've done it in a way that we do. I'm not going to lie. We hope to monetize this, and organizations like NuPath have for decades been trying to find different ways to bring revenue into their organizations that aren't just strictly linked to state funding sources that are so likely to be affected by economies and what's going on with different administrations and how the state budgets are put together. And so we're really at the mercy in so many ways. But it is because of the fundraising that we've done, the development work, so many generous people that are friends of NuPath, that we've been able to create and really develop this product to a point where now it's time to make some money, and that money will go to NuPath to support our teams and all of our people. Finally, I just wanted to say, JoAnn mentioned it just before we closed on that interview, that I have a wonderful team, and that I have, ladies and gentlemen. I am by myself a very flawed and imperfect person that just wants to do my best to make a difference, and I could not do that without all of you out there supporting our cause, pushing our mission forward, and that means so much to me. And this may be a record. We're going to try to go out even a minute early if we can. One quick correction. I said it was a week from tomorrow that you had to be vaccinated. If you're having a panic attack out there, I should have maybe let you think that it really was a week away. It's actually 2 weeks from tomorrow. So I'm getting ahead of myself. I guess I just can't wait for Thanksgiving. So on that, who got this? We got this. And I will see you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.